Hi, parents. Welcome to 2020 Back to School Night here at Glasgow Middle School. Thank you guys for attending. Just so you know, this video is available on YouTube for translation and for closed captions if you need it. My name is Ron Edwards, and welcome to 7th grade science. A little bit about me. This is my 6th year teaching at Glasgow Middle School. I've taught 6th grade math, 8th grade science, and 7th grade science over the course of those 6 years. I've got a background in science, history, and anthropology. I earned my undergrad at UVA and my master's from Mason. Got about 20 years plus of teaching, primarily middle school, but a little bit of high school as well. I taught biology at Mount Vernon High School for 5 years. Live in DC. Currently, our house is being renovated. We've been somewhat displaced, kind of living right next door. So not ideal timing. So kind of have a lot going on here at home right now. 3 kids, 2 dogs. Love spending time outside, love hiking in Rock Creek Park and riding and racing our bicycles. As far as learning goes in science class, I believe that students learn best when they are engaged in the classroom discussions, when they're interested in the topic, when they're feel safe and comfortable and they're able to share. When science is a little bit personal sometimes, so you can talk about your experiences, what you've encountered in nature, what you've seen, some of your experiences, some of your background knowledge, I think is really beneficial when kids share that. To be successful, students will obviously they'll need to complete their work. In the virtual setting, they need to attend class. You know, when those 2 times a week for the synchronous sessions, make sure that students are attending that. They're in a quiet space, that they're listening. If they have headphones, I found that's pretty helpful to use. I wear headphones when I'm teaching for most of the classes. And then also that they're doing their work on Monday. The asynchronous work that's being completed on Monday is kind of a review of the week prior. So it's really good for the students to get that information a second time. So really important that they're doing that. So obviously, doing their classwork and they're contacting the teacher if they need any help. So if they're lost, if they're confused, they're contacting us. They're not waiting till, 2 or 3 days left in the quarter and then reaching out to us. That this is an ongoing thing. And it's a week to week thing. So if they're having trouble, please reach out and let us know. And I'll tell you a little bit about office hours here later in the session. The curriculum this year is a little bit different. We kind of changed the order, the sequence in which we're presenting the topics. So we're actually doing ecosystems first. We're kind of going from big to small. Ecosystems, then natural selection and adaptations, followed by genetics. Really fun unit. The kids really enjoy that. It is difficult. It's new for most of them. So there's a lot of new vocabulary in genetics. Cells, hopefully we'll be back in the building. We'll be able to use the microscopes and use some of the specimens that we have, and then closing with classification. As far as grading goes, grading and assessments, kids will have daily check-ins. They'll have exit tickets pretty much every session. Monday's work, which is asynchronous, I've already mentioned that, will be graded as well. So that's a requirement for them to do that. It's counted as a homework grade. It's 10% of their grade. The summative assessments are the big part of the grading system here at Glasgow. So that's breaks down to be about 80%, 60, 80%, depending on how many assessments we have. They can retake it. So if they're struggling on those summatives, they can certainly retake them and redo them. Teacher support. So this is kind of the good information here for you guys. I'm available on Mondays at 10 o'clock. There's a separate Google Classroom slide for this, or Google Classroom site, excuse me, for office hours. It's shared between 2 other teachers. So we're going to kind of be doing this together using the same link. So I'm available on Mondays at 10 to 10:50, and then Thursdays after school from 2:30 to 3:30. On Blackboard, you'll also find the syllabus, contact information, and the weekly grid, which is updated every Sunday night. Google Classroom, a lot of the assignments will be held on there, and then the grid, again, is useful for that week. As far as my contact, it's down at the bottom. It's just redwards@fcps.edu. If you have any issues, feel free to contact me in email. I get back to most people within 24 hours or that day of. Supporting your child, just make sure you're involved with their learning as we're sort of going through this virtual learning. Make sure you're asking questions. What are you learning? What are you doing? What do you need help with? These sorts of things are kind of beneficial. If if the student's feeling particularly lost, please feel comfortable reaching out to me and letting me know, and I'll try to talk to them during the session or during the week as well. As far as supplies go, not really the traditional school approach right now. So, pencil and paper, pens, notebooks, all that stuff's really good for them to have. They can have, I like to take notes during the session. So I'm constantly writing down stuff during the session, or something that comes into my head, or if someone's having problems. So I strongly recommend that for the kids as well. If they just have a notebook just to kind of jot down information or things that we're doing, it's pretty helpful for them to have, and they can go back and review it. And then obviously the computer and the Wi-Fi connection are kind of the key things right now. All right, so I think that's it. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for visiting. And I look forward to having a great year. I look forward to hopefully getting back in the classroom here shortly as well. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and have a good night. Thank you so much.